Oh, wow, that's a little high. Oh, hello everyone, and welcome to another. Can you get just the way I want you? All right. Whoa, my chat is small. Why is my chat small? Sorry, things just like shifted on me. Let's move you over to here. That's a little better. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another stream with Rosquit. Today we're going to start something completely new that I've been really excited to try out since last year. I've had it for a while, but I've been working through a bunch of different games. I was working on my challenge streams, which were the games that I've started but never completed since I started my content creation career back in 2016. That's been going very well, actually. I've beaten 14 games, and I believe 12 of the 14 were games from my list. Well, technically, because the Dark Souls series I counted all as one thing, because I played Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 2, or Darksiders 1 and Darksiders 2 on my channel, but never 3 or Genesis. But I counted them in the series because I've started the series multiple times but never finished it. So we're going to do that. We went through that. But anyway, I've been really excited to try this. I know it's a mixed bag of things because people... a lot of people don't like action games mixed with a card building type of situation, but I think it kind of... I read up on the reason why they did it, and it just seems to work. This is me loading up the game. I've never seen anything for this. I'm super excited about it. Hopefully there's not like a loading or an updating thing that has to happen. Let's hear if I can get Virtuos. Am I on the right page? Okay, so I don't think I can do online, which is fine. I'm on the right spot. This game contains visual effects and images. Okay, hopefully, this doesn't take me out because I haven't even tried to do an update for it. I agree to all. Whoa. Okay, there we go. There's a slight delay in the Marvel logo screen. I haven't had time to adjust any of the audio yet, so please excuse me. Midnights. Oh, that is a cool cold open there. Press some button. First of all, sound. Master volume. Okay. About 55. Down to another 25. All these can go here. I'm hoping that's good. If it's still too loud, let me know. I will adjust it with the text language subtitles. Have subtitles on. Okay, good. Alright, so welcome to Marvel Midnight Suns. I have not touched this. I've been super excited about it, though. I'm surprised it says 2023 Marvel, because this came out last year. October of last year. Stay. I have things in different places so I can grab them if necessary. But new game. For those who want to take in the story of the Midnight Suns and operate with impunity in combat. Okay, so... enemy health, enemy offense if revised for mission. Hero combat injuries disabled. Hero XP. History gloss bonus. Oh, I see. So let me just see this. So it's currently selected. So in order... Whoa. What the hell? Unlock higher difficulties by completing missions and collecting star ratings. Okay, hold on. Ultimate... Ooh, that's kind of cool. So that gives that I want the set gameplay, and we're gonna kind of see what happens. So we're gonna jump into normal. Play tutorial. Yeah. So, sure. Yeah, let's do it. Launch campaign. Hehe.
nonsense, Faustus. Now you want to tell me just what the hell is so important?
Sleeping Mother, sacred harbinger, awaken and reclaim what is yours. You who rise with the moon in darkness, who prepares the path for the midnight sun. Turn your merciless eyes upon us and arise!
Nice show, Doc. Next time, call Seymour. Better yet, I'll just shoot you and save us all the trouble.
I don't know what story he was part of. Well, health benefits and regulations are not part of Hydra, so... Why do villains always mess with supernatural entities they're not prepared for? 6 months later. Wow, that's a jump.
I can feel it, Rox. Trouble in the air. More innocent blood joining you soon. Head back to your magic castle. You ain't welcome here.
Oh. Doesn't like you either.
It's called a sanctum. And welcome or not, this is where fate has determined the Sorcerer Supreme needs to be.
Loquacious, happy to talk about it.
Tell fate. Answers no.
This is the secret guardian you dragged me 5,000 miles to meet?
Who's the mouth?
Mr. Stark is brash, but I assure you, he can be trusted.
Wait, you seriously don't know who I am?
The fabric of magic is shifting, Johnny. The prophecy of the Midnight Sun is upon us.
Your last crusade cost me plenty. This time I intend to look after my own.
Hey pal, I don't think you understand. Things are changing. 2 + 2 no longer equals 4. Up is sometimes down, and strange here is actually starting to make sense.
Do I look like someone who gives a damn about any of that?
No, you look like you should be bouncing for the double deuce. Listen, all I know is hell's coming.
He liked
My
that
pal
comment,
here
actually.
says you can help.
That's where you're wrong. Hell's not coming. It's already here.
Nice job.
You're welcome, Robo-Man.
Iron Man?
Robo-Man, billionaire Avengers. Supposedly Vegas.
It's okay. It's fine. I know what he meant.
Okay, I can get why people are like, the graphics are cartoony. It's not the Avengers MCU. These aren't the same characters. Okay, how about this? There are 3 main types of cards which represent your abilities, attack skills, and heroics.
Johnny
Playing a
Blaze
card
has
costs 1
sacrificed
card
a
point.
great deal for
Use
this
left
world
and right to
already.
select an ability. Press
I
X
am
to
certain
select the target. Press X
you
again
will
to
give him
confirm.
time.
Oh, you're gonna do that while it's probably for online stuff. I don't need that just
wrap this
for
up. I've got sand in my nanopolymer
Use
weave.
attack cards to damage heroes and gain heroism. Attack cards to damage heroes. All attacks grant 1 heroism when used. Some attacks have effects like knockback and stun. Okay, so then blast. That's all I can use. Okay, so I'm looking at 3 card plays. So I can put this. So if I hit you,
That'll work.
Oh. So no knockback. Okay,
That's
then I can
the
use...
spirit.
Oh, so I can... Wait.
Let's do it. You might want to get that looked at. Am I really gonna have to bring out the big guns for this?
Heroism and heroic cards. Heroic cards are powerful and decisive. Play heroic cards requires heroism. Gain heroism by playing attack and skill. Yeah, so that's... Then aerial superiority. Oh, that's cool.
I'm saving my energy so we need it.
The graphics are really good, though.
That was really something.
Once you played your cards, use down to finish your turn. Okay, and turn. Can I move him back over here? Okay, that allows me to see the map. Press down, right? Oh, you gotta hold it. Okay.
Another round of warm bodies coming in. Who wants the honors?
Minions and elites. There are two types of enemies, minions and elites. Minions have no health. Any damage dealt beats them instantly. They are frail but still dangerous. Elites have higher health totals and require more damage to defeat. Use attack and hero cards wisely. High damage cards may be wasted on minions. Okay.
That suit may be a marvel of technology, but it's no match for the mystic arts.
Push the target in direction,
Allow me
dealing
to
damage if they
demonstrate.
impact another
Oh, so
unit.
it's a contest
Okay, so
now.
then I want to
Then you take the extra creepy one.
Glad.
this. Some cards have the knockback effect. Select, after selecting target, aim the knockback direction with L to do potential impact points. Okay, from the direction. By knocking enemies and objects, heroes, or other enemies for extra damage. Okay. So if I do this, I have it hit this guy.
Let's give it a go.
So it took out the minion and it... This. We'll have that.
This shouldn't take long.
Okay. Hello, welcome in. Trying to figure this
Interesting
out.
tactic.
Acts of Judgment.
A moment.
This looks really cool.
You've been deceived by Lilith, and it may very well cost you your life.
Ow.
See, you brought some friends
Suddenly
along.
turn hero icons will appear above each hero, showing who that enemy intends to attack. Okay, use this information to determine which enemies to defeat first or which heroes to defend. In case Dr. Strange is in danger, see what you can do to assist him.
Now that I have their attention, perhaps a blessing is in order. Something protective?
Well, I could give you a hand.
Gain
Or a shield in this
20
case.
20 block to an ally.
In the
Okay.
spirit of cooperation, I'll
Some cards
accept
control
your
the battle and gain hero
Just
skills
this
provided for cards.
Don't mention it.
Supplemental effects like healing, damage boost, and drawing cards. Not generally do damage. Skills are rated on building heroism for powerful attacks. They will provide more heroism for better attacks. Oh, I see. +2. So then,
Here, take this.
oh, and he has shields now.
I hope
Cool.
thanks.
All right. You're not.
Let me show you the way. It's in your best interest to quit now.
Can I move you or something? Can I have you go over here? No, but I can hit you with this.
Follow my movement.
I think this is really cool. This does give a blended strategy from like other games that I used to play a lot. So like Marvel Ultimate Alliance and What's the other? I mean, granted, this is the same group that did.
Bring as many as you like. It won't make a difference.
I think we pissed them off. Got a spell for that?
The very demeanor of our enemies. Isn't it something along the lines of the psionic manipulations of Eros of Titan?
Okay, wait. So
If you can't make it happen
Iron
in the
Man,
next 10
Iron
seconds,
Man,
I'm not interested.
Doctor Strange, Iron Man.
This should be good.
Then
Not bad. Not great, but not bad. Let's try this.
I think this is
I
real
am
cool.
a sorcerer supreme.
Putting up on the battlefield can be used to the advantage with environmental attacks. Environmental attacks cost heroism, but do not use card play. These free attacks are used very useful. Use them wisely to score important knockouts. Try one or more rocks to wipe out extra enemies. Environmental objects will glow when they can be used to attack enemies. What?
And while you ponder arrows, maybe we should just try throwing a big rock at him?
That's still pretty cool. I can't. Okay, so it's just him. Okay, I have no. Still have the shields. So we took out everyone who's going for Iron Man strategically. Okay, so then let's
All is well for the moment.
Oh, well, I think that's the last of them. Which is good. I might have told Pepper I was just stepping outside the restaurant to take a quick call.
I'm the one who's still single.
Okay. Double hit.
It's for the best, trust me.
I get this.
Oh, that? It was nothing.
Nice. I enjoy this so far.
If I'm being honest, that encounter went better than I expected.
Tony, I've been noticing a recurring gamma spike.
You see, this is why you shouldn't eat spicy food, Bruce.
Localized in the West Village, converging on the Sanctum.
Wanda.
The collective works of the universe's greatest sorcerers, and he left them underneath the takeout menus.
Shifting mystical polarities are wreaking havoc on my portals.
You don't say. You okay, kid?
Just new apprentice. It's complicated. Well, that's different from the movies.
Yes. Are you?
Let's, put a pin in that.
Oh, hello. Really flarkin' powerful.
Carol.
Bruce and I have been trying to reach you. He'd have come himself, but he's...
You did the big green guy proud.
Hi.
I really should up my homeowner's insurance. Miss Maximoff, the wards of protection, if you please.
Stephen, I can fight. I've got control now.
Then show me by activating the wards. In the meantime, in honor of our missing companion, the rest of you may feel free to smash away.
I
Hold
think
on,
we've got
what's
the
this
upper
is?
hand.
Nice one, Carol.
Damage each
Always
enemy
the
in
direct
the line.
approach.
Okay.
You know I don't mess around. Besides, we picked up some crazy gamma readings coming from,
Just
well,
I want
here.
to switch between.
Guessing that explains the Hydra goons and ominous green lights.
Yes, but not while you fail to use the front door.
Hi, how about we discuss proper hero landing etiquette after we get down to that?
So who do we get?
I know that wasn't your signature
Iron Man,
move.
Doctor Strange, Iron Man. Ooh, a rock. Okay. Then we can use blast.
Get it done any way we know how.
Impressive.
Use redraw to replace undesirable cards in your hand. Highlight a card. Hold square to replace it with a new one. New card is random, but it may be more immediately useful. Has 3 heroes to use, but you only have 2. Well, I only have 1 because I actually used. Alright, we can use that.
I'm on it.
That was a jab.
That's the spirit.
You got my attention already.
They just don't know when to quit.
You should bring a couple more. You'll need
Use
them.
move to reposition the hero and set up the perfect knockback angle, area effect, or environmental effect. Select the location on the ground with X to enter move mode. Okay, there we go. That's what I was trying to do. Here. Oh, cool. Will that hurt her?
Here we go.
Cards will be drawn to fill your hand at the start of each turn. Consider which cards to play and which cards to redraw or keep for future turns. Oh, okay.
Lord Davenport
I
is
see.
at least a century old.
What does that do? Draw the last 2 attacks played. Start next turn with 4 card plays. Alright, I don't think I can. Well, wait, I can reposition, right? So if I were to say go here. No, go back. If I was to say move him here. So wait, select. Oh, I have no moves. Okay, so I get a move per turn as well. Okay. Done.
This
Okay,
should
so
aid
then
me
I have
in
a
my
bunch
fight.
of those. Can't really use any of those. Let's go and use this.
Sure, why not?
Interesting.
Doctor Strange. Okay.
One more.
Ow. God, that just sounds painful.
Position compromised.
Alright.
Really, I'm flattered, but save some for the others.
Ow.
Sure, just keep throwing bodies at the problem.
What was that?
Still not gonna be enough.
Okay, how to play. Use what you have learned to wipe out the Hydra forces in the Sanctum. Okay.
How do these guys just keep showing up?
They
Disable your
are
current
surprisingly
heroism.
relentless. In any event, we must provide Wanda the time
what?
she needs to activate
Oh,
the
double
wards
your
of
current
protection.
heroism.
Sure, why not? Don't mind if I do.
8. Okay, cool. Let's try redrawing this. Okay, so straight line. How much? I'm just curious. Very, very thin. So then let's move her here. That's
No, that
awesome.
wasn't your signature move.
Push you into anything? I think so. Kind of voice for that. So we'll do 2 more card plays. So okay. Let's take out. Doctor Strange still has defense, so let's go ahead and take out
Take this.
this guy. That way, Captain Marvel will only
Not
get
bad. Not great, but not bad.
This is very strategic. I love it.
It's kind of hot. Any of you dorks make a move yet?
Get out of there!
Shield broken. Does the shield stay from the last?
Ready when you are, boss. We're three of the world's strongest heroes, right? Doesn't it seem like this should be easier?
Something's up.
Yes, Hydra has clearly raised their game. I have a terrible suspicion as to how.
Okay, we're just gonna punch you twice.
Think these guys got their tactics from the back of a magazine.
Fair enough.
Right.
The wards. Something's blocking them.
Not something. Someone.
Gozer?
Lilith. Mother
Gozer.
of demons, harbinger of the midnight sun.
I love
Prophecy
that
or
actually.
not, you overstep. Challenging the Sorcerer Supreme.
Be silent. Be still.
What just happened?
Ow. Be gone. No! A fellow daughter of Transia. You remind me of my own beloved.
In virtute vishanti. Well done, Miss Maximoff. Your unique energies surprised her.
Whoa. I'm fine. What? I'm fine.
The prophecy is in motion. Lilith is still out there growing stronger each second the midnight sun approaches.
Define stronger.
If we are to have any chance of stopping her, there is only one option left to us.
I won't go back there.
We all must eventually face our demons, Miss Maximoff. However, one of us should remain behind to maintain the wards of protection.
See you on the other side.
Heroes will automatically level up as the hunter's level rises. Missions will... Oh, well, I didn't get to read all that, but okay. Of course.
Okay, you did that one on purpose.
The fabric of magic is unwinding. We are fortunate to be here at all.
And where is here, exactly?
Salem, Massachusetts. Well, a pocket dimension in Salem, Massachusetts.
Oh, suburbs. Nice.
Welcome to the Abbey. Home of the
Midnight Sun.
According to that.
What the hell is this? Lilith's Junior Demon League?
Wait, it's that jerk from TV. Which one?
Now, if everyone would just take a moment.
Enough!
That's the blood of the wolf. Wow, nice.
You're standing on my flowers.
Oh, been a long time, Sarah.
It's caretaker now.
If I could have avoided this moment, I would, but...
Oh, spare me the speech. I know Lilith's back. We're sisters after all.
Guess we're suddenly invisible now.
Shall we chat, Stephen?
No one can argue that the Hunter earned their rest in the first battle against Lilith. I only hope they are up for the task once more.
You wizards always make everything sound so lofty. I raised my sister's only child as a weapon against her.
And saved the world in the process.
Now you want me to dig them up and ask them to do it again.
I did not write the prophecy, Sarah. Besides, I am no common grave robber. We are simply reuniting their ethereal essence with their corporal form. Speaking of, it would help to have a mental image for the procedure. Spare no detail. Spiritual identity theft is no laughing matter.
To be fair, everyone that I've seen, like even the background image has it as a female hunter, and they reference daughter. So I'm gonna stick with that. So I'm gonna stick with the default. I don't care about changing much.
Child of light and darkness, you who tame the night, hear the voice of those who beseech thee and...
The caller! Wait! Wait!
So, that's a good thing, right?
Sarah. Where is she?
As far as resurrection spells are concerned, I've seen worse. Particularly on myself.
Tony, come on. It's perfectly safe.
That thing wakes up and takes a bite out of you. Don't blame me.
Visiting hours are over.
You can't stay here forever.
There's nowhere else I should be.
Just saw that Stark guy poking around behind the mirror table.
Find me as soon as they awaken. And Blade, be nice.
Always am.
Well, stern, but nice. I've heard this game can be quite long if you try and do everything.
So cold, but the air burns with every breath. Has it been so long? I know this place. In my dreams, it was always empty. But now I sense I am not alone.
Have to admit, Hunter, you make one hell of an entrance. Guess that makes two of us.
You should have struck when you had the chance, vampire. You will not live to regret your error.
Cute, and Caretaker told me to be nice. Relax, Slayer. I'm a friend. You just don't know it yet.
Yes. I saw you with Sarah before. But what would she want with a vampire? Unless...
The name's Blade, and I'm no ordinary vampire. I get you've been out of commission, but I thought you noticed since we're having this little showdown under the freaking sun.
A Dhampir? Daywalkers were a myth even to me.
Says the half-human, half-demon monster hunter.
You appear quite versed in my history, Dhampir.
Heard my fair share of stories from Caretaker. The legendary hunter, child of Lilith, last champion of the blood. Some call you angel, some demon. Probably a little of both.
His voice is pretty good.
Led the Knights of Wundagore against the armies of darkness Until you fell at...
Fell?
Shoot. This is why they don't normally have me do the meet and greets.
I can see why.
Right. As much as I'd love to see how much weirder this conversation can go, we should probably get moving.
Agreed. The prophecy is in motion. I can feel it. We have wasted too much time here already.
Man, the others are really gonna love you.
Others?
Yeah, you've got a little fan club, I think. But why spoil the surprise? Hope you're up for the challenge, chosen one.
Curious to see how everyone plays. And I know there's like a huge... Whoa. Whoa, this looks nice. What's this for? Ooh, what's this? Okay, so then I can... Sitting on the flowers. Okay, I'm good. This looks really nice. 56, 10, critical chance, same, critical damage, same, 42, power. So I guess they're gonna go up when... Oh, there's a friendship level, that's cool. So that's Hunter's Folly. It's Arcane Chest. Eric Brooks, so he's ahead. Sarah. Whoa! Wait, can I explore all this? Spark Communicator is currently unavailable. Okay. Cool. Alright.
Did I miss something? Or did Nico just raise the dead?
I definitely helped, but no. That's the one thing I can't do.
You were never able to raise the dead.
Huh? But she just did.
Maybe the hunter wasn't all dead.
Hold on.
Some part of them had to be alive, otherwise my spell wouldn't have done anything. Which makes sense.
I was hoping they would play off of,
Sounds like a reach to me.
Huh, coming from a vampire who loves to sunbathe at the pool.
Half vampire.
I was really hoping they were going to do like a Princess Bride reference.
That working again.
Yes, we know.
Just trying to help.
How? By keeping an eye on things out here while the big wigs decide the fate of the world inside?
Someone has to babysit the kiddie table.
Babysitting or not, you realize they still have you out here with kitties, right?
Ouch.
Okay, they're done. Hello.
Hunter. Not sure if you remember me, but we met briefly before. I'm...
The witch who called me back from the grave.
Told you.
Or Nico, but either works. And
she's one of my favorite
Robbie
Marvel
Reyes. Oh man, never thought I'd be standing next to you. Got quite a rep. I mean, caretakers told us stories.
That's Ileana.
Привет.
And I think you already met Blade.
Of course. Caretaker has reformed the Midnight Suns.
Whoa. How did you...
Your power. I can feel it. I always do.
So, welcome home. I guess
I never left.
Right. Well, we can fast forward through the tour then. The Abbey is still, well, you know, the Abbey. Basic stuff. Dorms, war room, library, a few places to chill, and, whatever the hell the Forge is. Have to say, for a haunted transient castle raised on the cursed grounds of Old Salem, it's pretty cozy.
That's awesome.
Of course, that doesn't stop us from adding some improvements. We can all thank Robbie for the Wi-Fi. Oh, and one more thing. We've got some new house guests now. You think we're a fun bunch, just wait until you meet them. Speaking of, we're here.
Yeah, okay. Spend 10 minutes in this place alone, Bruce, then see. Oh, gotta go. Show's about to begin.
Ooh. Oh, I just want to look. Holy crap.
You following me, Doc? Maybe you should go introduce yourself to the youngins.
I'm sure they know of the Sorcerer Supreme, and I wasn't following you.
How long have you two been sharing a room now? A day?
Oh, I don't know. What do you say, Doc? 6, 7 hours?
6 hours, 43 minutes, 8 seconds.
Down to the second.
Wow. And you're already bouncing off each other like an old married couple.
Careful now. You're gonna make his cape jealous.
It's a cloak, not a cape, and it definitely wouldn't be jealous of you.
I'm calling it now.
Alright, take two. It's been happening randomly with my laptop. Sometimes the Wi-Fi just cuts out. It's not anything, like, actually going out, because I just was checking to make sure, like, this is... Ooh, are these everyone's rooms? This looks really nice. Sorry. But yeah, sometimes my internet just kind of cuts out. Is this my room? It just cuts out. Cool energy erupts around Thor as he wields Mjolnir. This card represents great courage and takes control of one's destiny. Oh, cool! Complete item collections to gain special rewards. Ooh! Cool! So are they hidden in... Let me look. But yeah, sometimes my Wi-Fi just randomly goes out, so if I'm ever, like, in the middle of something and it just... Bink! I probably will be back on in like 45 seconds to a minute. Let's see. I try to remind myself that 16 is an young age for so much power, but I still lose my temper at times. The child, nearly grown, is rapidly progressing. The training goes well, and I'm optimistic for how we may be able to combat Lilith in the future, but there have been outbursts. If we cannot control these, I do worry that we may face some unfortunate collateral damage. It sounds so harsh to put these words on page, but this is the reality that I face. Agatha and I have discussed options for controlling this power, but nothing has worked just yet. My latest attempt is to forge a ward to be worn around the neck. If I succeed, it will not only help the child channel this energy, but act as a shield against detection by Lilith and her minions. Only time will tell. Okay. Ooh, cool, and 5 arcane knowledge. What is this? Fire rod. Ember swirl this cloudy crystal, almost too hot to touch. Its surface glows like liquid fire. Glyphs of smoke resolve and vanish around a core of obsidian glass. Okay, what is that for? See, exploring has been helpful already. If I just ran right... Inspect. Strange glyphs.
Fascinating.
5 symbols arranged in a row. The order is probably important. Okay, so there's going to be something like a lock or something. But I don't care if the mission's like, go here. It's like, I want to wander. Holy crap, how big is... Whoa, this is a big place. Okay, so we got 2 arcane chests already. Raise the hot tub. Not yet. I think that's like stuff I can choose to... Okay, I just want to look. This is sparring. There is a frick ton here. Holy crap. What's over here? This is closed for now. Or dead end. But it might be important later. Hey, if you don't play these type of games and you don't wander the entire environment looking for everything, then you end up missing things. Like, I would have missed some of those items I already picked up. What is that? What is one of the items I picked up, actually? Sources, attack essence, credits, skill essence, reagents, masterwork collections, caretaker journal, tarot cards, gifts, quest items. Burns with an unquenchable flame. Quest items. So I need that for somebody already. What's up here? I mean, there's just so much to explore just in the Abbey. This is locked so far. Okay. Okay, wall. This is beautiful, though. Okay. Oh, I can run into the water. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay. I was like, oh no. I think I broke the game. Already. Okay, there's got to be something over there, like...
This is
Witch
Witch
sign. A
sign.
glyph scrawled in bone chalk. Its meaning known only to the witch who wrote it. Okay. Hello. Who's got this stuff? Alright, so there's something all the way up there, so that's good to know. We will get to the mirror table. I'm exploring. If they hadn't made this place so cool, I would not be exploring. Also, I already got arcane stuff, so I'm like... What is this? What is this? Oh, that's the hot rod. That's Ghost Rider's car. Okay. Well, this is cool. Okay, so that is Ghost Rider's like hangout spot if he's alone. So we got a wall. Just trying to see. Found a random collectible. Found some random collectibles just by wandering, so I'm just curious. Oh, this has been destroyed. Hello? Okay, so that's blocked off. Alright. This looks so good once it's in motion. So you've collected a masterwork. In addition to the paintings hanging around the Abbey walls, masterworks can be found scattered around the Abbey grounds. Masterworks can be hung in empty frames inside the Abbey. Okay, cool. So wait, so that's a collectible? Masterworks. Painted by Worthington. Oh, they're real paintings. Okay. found the sun. Johnny Storm leaps into the sky and blazes bright, showcasing his exceptional power with extreme control. This card represents an abundance of energy as well as optimism and joy. Cool, that's 2 of the tarot cards. I wonder if things are going to randomly show up after missions, so you like have to check every nook and cranny. There'll be something that opens up afterwards. Okay. This is... Still, I gotta say, this is beautiful compared to, like, what people were, like, complaining about. Agatha's Shrine. Wait, Agatha Harkness? Ooh, hello. Temperance. Cloak pours from his goblet into daggers, allowing the power in between them to retain balance. This card represents harmony in creating something new through combination. It's Cloak and Dagger. Cool. This is fun just to wander around. I mean, honestly. Elena Nikovic, believed the best and made it so. Kendra Moore, our fighter on
I see.
Jeremiah Kane. Some of these I recognize. Will Walker,
That
Son of the Slam.
is something.
Okay, hold on. There's some other paths in here I didn't take. So that was that. This was this. I walked out. So I went around the entire grounds. Swords. Weights. Okay. So I already went that way. Yes. Yes. Okay. We'll explore after another mission. This is really good. I love this. I love games that do this, where it's like you have a hub in between missions that you can explore dynamically. Ooh, hi. So, Iron Man's lab, Doctor Strange. So that's where they were meaning by sharing a room. Chest with files.
Intriguing.
Wooden chest, brass hardware containing glass files. Okay. Definitely sounds like something from Strange. Does Tony have anything I can... Oh, the star. Nova! Okay, that makes sense. Nova rises up into the starry night sky, surrounded by stars that represent the support of his team. Stars symbolizes sincerity and hope for the future. Okay. Hey, we already found over 1/6 of the tarot cards, just by wandering around a little bit.
Whose power?
Anything in here? Okay, another arcade chest. So they have some sort of game console. Ooh. Can my character learn how to play the piano, or have someone teach them?
Chthon, the Elder God?
Is Chthon the elder god of metal bands?
Oh, no.
Tony, read your briefings.
Relax, I'm just spinning him up.
You think now's really the time
All
for
right.
that? I nearly broke my hand on Lilith's face. She didn't even flinch.
That's the 4 figures, so yeah, right here. Okay.
Crazy indeed.
Let's check this
Lots
out.
of new blood around here.
Prophecies be damned. It's good to see that face again. You look like it was yesterday.
And you look older. was I in that crypt, Sarah?
No more than a few centuries. You were... missed.
Centuries? And what of Lilith?
Fallen by your hand. Until now.
Yeah, so speaking of Lilith...
Tony?
What? The kid's literally speaking of Lilith.
Tony.
That's my name.
Tony. That's, Carol and Dr. Spooky over there. Here to help.
Help with what, exactly?
Oh, I don't know. Throwing the magic amulet into the volcano? Smiting the Dragon Mother? You tell us, kid. You are the chosen one, after all.
Do you recall anything of that last encounter, child?
There was... a voice. The rest is hazy.
Oh, a voice. That's it? A voice? That's what we have to go on?
Results of your long crypt sleep, most likely.
A minor inconvenience. Everything required to restore those memories is contained within my sanctum. I will simply alert Wanda to prepare the necessary rituals.
What? Straight to voicemail?
Some Sorcerer Supreme.
Must be mystical interference caused by this little pocket dimension of yours.
Perhaps Agatha can help.
Allow me. Alato.
Hello, welcome in.
Whoa, what kind of network you running there?
The all-seeing eye of Ereshkigal who judges, bound to enchanted Babylonian soul glass.
We just call it the mirror table.
Wanda! Dark portal, pushing against the wards. Steven, where are you?
That's impossible. Nothing on Earth could possibly affect those wards.
Wanda's in trouble.
Wanda is trouble.
I'll go.
You'll need my help, of course.
Then let us make haste, Dr. Spooky. Our hunt begins now.
All she doesn't know anymore. Alright, so we got Blade and we got Okay, so ooh, a gamma coil. What does that do? Is that the only thing? Oh, okay, so I think other missions will pop up because it spins like there's more. Okay, so we gotta go here.
With everything going on right now, we simply cannot afford to lose contact with the Sanctum or Wanda.
Okay, the Sanctum Sanctorum contains many powerful artifacts which must be protected. Doctor Strange needs to return to the Sanctum, find Scarlet Witch, and stabilize the wards. Okay, continue. Nice. Okay, so let's see. 56, 54, 55. Okay, he has a lot of ranged abilities though, so he doesn't have to move too much. I believe Blade has a lot of lifesteal abilities.
Even given the fluctuations in the astral spectrum, I should be seeing something. Unless Bruce is right about gamma interference. If such a thing can even exist. The wards have been activated before, and I've never experienced such a reaction. Or perhaps I have simply erased that timeline so as not to affect my own destiny. I am quite efficient with my future and past selves in that regard.
Oh, that's true. Where's Blade?
Welcome. Are you ready? The prophecy of the Midnight Sun does not linger, and neither should we. Lilith possesses the Darkhold. If she forced her way into my Sanctum Sanctorum once, I suspect she can do it again.
You are a Sorcerer Supreme. Can you not predict her movements?
Normally, yes. But since your mother breached the Sanctum, my sense of the future has grown volutinous in nature.
Is that another language, or...?
Fuzzy. My predictions are fuzzy. For the first time as Sorcerer Supreme, I cannot foresee how the future unfolds, and with my apprentice in danger, we cannot tarry.
Your sanctum will survive. We shall see to that.
Indeed. The Sanctum Sanctorum has
Okay, so I like
weathered
that
its
there's
fair
the,
share of trouble over the years. Blaze storms, a few short-tempered celestials that
I like
issue
how
with
there's
zone
the
inclusion. But this time,
companion,
feels
like,
different.
upgrades and stuff.
I do not doubt Wanda's capability, but without my predictive acumen, I cannot bolster the wards should she need it. Still, the wards are woven into the Sanctum's very essence. They should hold. In any case, all will be revealed with time. I suggest we make use of it while it still functions.
Shanti, Axe of Arcanas. Hero cards in your hand, +5 damage until played or discarded. Oh, wow. Okay. Let me see what the cards are really quick. So, quick strike. Okay, good. Chain to okay. And then lifesteal. Okay. I see.
About time.
Not just about time, Mr. Brooks. Time, space, reality, the building blocks of magic. All must be constant for my portals to work properly. Yet as we now know, that is no longer the case.
We've heard.
Several times. Otherwise, I would still be hunting Dread Maidens in my sleep.
Indeed. And while I certainly appreciate the view of this vista, I fail to see how it will hasten our return to the Sanctum.
Magic is the answer.
No, as I've just stated, magic is the problem.
Your magic is. Not ours. The ground you are standing on exists within two worlds. A mystical anchor point to Ileana's realm that allows her to... Well, I'll just let her show you.
I dig that they actually brought her X-Men outfit. Because I've seen that outfit before in other comics.
Any more questions?
Okay, I like you. My favorite's still probably going to be Nico. I love Nico Minoru from the comics.
Wanda belongs here. Bring her back safe.
You are standing in limbo. Nexus of all realities, both real or otherwise. A chaotic but secret realm beyond the influence of Lilith. Thus far.
Are you certain of that? Because I am sensing all kinds of...
Dark energy. That feeling you're being watched. General hellhole vibe.
Yes.
All these potentialities converging at once? Truly surprising feat, Miss Rasputin. For someone so young, of course.
You think this is crazy? Wait until you see Manhattan.
From here, magic can open gateways to just about anywhere on our planet, and beyond. We don't want to risk punching through the wards protecting your sanctum, Doctor, so we've chosen a safe exit a few blocks over instead.
Couldn't be worse than the last time.
It was just a simple miscommunication.
Ocean Avenue. I said Ocean Avenue, Magic.
Oh, did she put him in the ocean?
Hey, I'm walking here. All I ate today was a bagel.
least we know the wards of protection are still in place.
For now.
I suggest we hurry.
Arm Alpha in position.
Dedicated, not your average Hydra.
No one's getting through.
I didn't see what my cards were. Shit.
Welcome to New York.
Defeat all enemies soon, complete the encounter. Alright.
I hesitate to call this good news,
What do we got
but I'm seeing minimal Hydra resistance between you and the Sanctum.
Looks can be deceiving, I'm afraid. There's
So
no
that's the
way
big
these
guy.
foot soldiers are behind the
What do we got
disruption
here?
of the wards of
We got
protection.
one. So that's just a goon. That's just a goon. If I move him here, and I use Wand of Attune that way. So let me bring out here. Here?
Movement here.
It's remarkable how well Hydra manages to attract new recruits despite decades of ineptitude.
Quick word, keyword quick will refund the card play when you use the key. Oh! Oh, cool! Alright. So if I do this, that looks like it's explosive.
Give it a go.
Oh, it stuns him.
Even the Mother of Demons is forced to rely upon hired hands
Act on the
occasionally.
turn. Stun enemy unit takes damage, they will be reawakened immediately. Alright. That's 2 damage. Knockback. Okay, hold on. So we got yeah, that's exactly what it is. Welcome in, Code. Make 'em bleed. Okay, so it does 25.
No.
Yeah, that's exactly what that is, actually. Okay, so 2 redraws. Oh, I have no... Yeah, that was my fault. Okay, end turn. So we got 1 stun.
We will never forsake her.
Ow. Ooh.
Your efforts will never deter me.
Was that really your best?
They haven't given up.
So we got more enemies. Stun here. What do we got?
That gamma spike we detected in your area
30
seems to be
health.
growing.
Okay.
Let's assume that's not a good thing.
Gamma or not, I feel the hand of my mother at work here.
Move here. Oh no, I don't want that. I want to move here. It's about there.
Maybe we can talk about this. Requesting medivac.
Hell,
Forceful knockback and... Wait, what's this?
Watch and learn. A gift from ancient traditions.
Okay. So then, same thing. I still don't have any of the quick abilities.
This won't end well for you.
But I should have 2... 3
Lilith
heroes.
doesn't care
I can
about
do
you.
this.
I hope you realize that in time. Let's...
Okay, Commander's gone. That'll be in range. Let's move some people.
Playtime's over.
Okay, good. Alright. So 2 hero points, but I don't have anything that people can do. Okay, enter.
Never surrender.
Okay, Doctor Strange needs to heal.
Now, that wasn't very nice.
Heal.
Wanda is calling out to me. I feel her struggle. And I won't be doing
Where's
that
my
again.
quick stuff? Okay, let's use you.
Weak,
Okay.
even for Hydra.
Steak, I got 3. Are you a big guy? 15. So we're gonna use steak on him. Alright. He got health back now. With forceful knockback and enemies.
I know it isn't easy for you.
Okay, that was cool.
As a child, I feared the servants of Lilith. Now I teach them to fear me.
The only thing is over here. Wait, I gotta move. Hold on. You. You over here? Oh, so that counts as environmental too. That's cool. Ooh, what did we get? What did we get?
Misguided as they are, remember, Hydra is still human, Hunter, not Lilith.
You were saying?
The lifeblood of the Mother pumps through our veins. The Mother is eternal. Hydra is eternal.
Wanna bet?
Oh, that's the Hydra. Whoa! Tentacles in New York.
Wanda!
Wards! Weakening! Cannot let them fail!
Association is not going to like this.
Nope.
I'll handle it.
Not.
Do not fear your magic, little wizard.
Oh, hello, Venom.
Mother's call. We are Venom to all who oppose her. And you are lunch.
You're Venom, you are lunch. This is awesome. Defeat Fallen Venom to complete the mission. Fallen Venom symbiote binds can be broken by attacking them with hero abilities. enemies like Fallen Venom do not forecast which hero they intend to attack and may attack multiple times in their turn. Okay.
Well, that certainly escalated quickly. Do I even want to know
so
what that beast is?
It calls itself Venom. Until now, a pale imitation of a very good friend of mine.
We will feed your ugly tongue spider.
Ooh, level up. Cool.
Marinated in his stomach juices and eat it with his spleen.
Let's move. Okay. Do we have other enemies, or is it just...
You were too weak for this fight.
I think it'll just work. Oh, he's... Okay, move back over here, actually. Nope, let's move here. Attacks against Fallen Venom can trigger his join-us passive and activate symbiote skin. Symbiote skin is active. Fallen Venom will bind the next hero that melee attacks. Turning symbiote skin use range or area attacks. Okay, so then... Oh, this is quick? Wait, if I do this, is that gonna hurt, or am I gonna... Okay, it hurts my character as well. Okay. I wasn't sure if they would do like a combo. Ooh! Okay, so you can
Even a
level up a
sorcerer's
lot in the
supreme
middle.
has room to grow.
Okay, so we did that. So there's 2 card plays left. Nobody's hurt. Okay, so then... Okay, it's... Not worth it. Enter.
Not too strong for you.
Well, we're supposed to be heroes, so...
I cannot move.
Not really having use, Now, how much did that do? Ow! Down and made an act, use other hero abilities to damage the binding rebound. Okay.
This house belongs to Mother. As you belong to us. We should start with your then slowly savor your delicious brains. Are the rest of your mother's children so chatty?
Thankfully, no.
He's got a lot of HP.
Pain is angering.
That's helpful. Okay. No, I'm loving this so far, though.
Fragile, but not as fragile as you.
I actually love the fact that they can just level up in the middle of a fight, too. It's way off. stage. Oh, wait, let's move here then. Okay. You can jump that far? Oh, we're picking it. I thought that was... Okay.
Look how fragile you are.
What manner of creature are you?
Okay, so she can't attack this turn.
I will banish you to the void.
Every turn there's gonna be...
We may not be ready for this thing yet. Might be smarter to pull back until we know what we're up against here.
Surrender. Be eaten.
Strain.
Fill our belly with your tasty fear.
I shall fill your belly with my blade, demon.
Move here. Heck. Sir? I was about to say hello. Come on.
The endless search for
The
wealth and
winds.
power with just a tinge of fascism. Hydra will never change.
I think you got him.
Okay, then quick strike on you.
It's on. We will make you feel regret.
Okay, hold on. So let's do this then.
We will make you pay for that. With a name like Strange, it's got to be magic. Soon we eat.
Oh, disgusting.
Stop. Okay, he does hit hard, but this is... I mean, it's not going to be super hard because this is the first boss. I can understand that. Oh, the bleed.
Mother blesses us with power. Mother blesses us with strength. We protect the mother and are rewarded with
Lilith is a vegetarian.
Here it comes.
I saw a move like that once, centuries ago.
No, I do understand that. Okay, so let's do whip.
You had
Overkill.
Their strongest was no match for us.
Do we need to take out the last guy? Okay.
No escape from me, demon.
Hold up. We don't know what we're dealing with yet.
Hey, big guy!
Friendly, neighborly, spirally. Wow, even for Venom.
I was in the neighborhood. You know, being friendly. Seemed like you folks could use a hand, Doc.
Spider-Man!
Jeez, Eddie, what happened to you? That's sort of a horrifyingly terrible new look. The tongue was gross enough, but whoa! Someone is extra touchy today.
We will rip your face off and suck the marrow
from your bones!
Always nice to see you too, buddy. So, I'm thinking
Yeah.
your friends here could use
There's a lot of characters that you
How about
get
I
to
take
play with in
Eddie
this
here
one.
for his afternoon walk?
A lot more than people think.
Don't worry, Doc. That's just his way of saying he cares!
Thank you, Spider-Man. Yeah, no. I'm really enjoying this. I got a perfect score. Oh, sweet! I get comic books? Okay, 40 mission complete, finished in 7 turns. Villain encounter, difficulty normal. Okay, 150 loss. I don't know what this stuff does. I love that. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, cool! So the characters you bring... Oh, cool. Okay, wait. Oh, that's real cool. You can make your own comics. Wait, how do I do... Roll. Oh. Wee wee. No, it's fine. Crap. How do I do... Reset to default. There we go. No. Oh, and they still move too. That's awesome. We're taking photo. View by visiting the gallery in the photo link. It's been a while since I've actually collected comics. But oh my god, this is so cool. Back to the Abbey. No, I'm really loving this so far. I've been playing for like an hour and a half. I've done one major mission, and I'm just like enthralled with this. Like it is so good.
New world or not, some things remain unchanged.
The look.
What look?
Boldly charging headfirst into the jaws of your enemy. Courageously risking the lives of yourself and your teammates. Just to play the hero. This is the Fire Dragon all over again.
Fire Dragoon. My memories may be fragmented, but as I recall, I killed the bastard.
And all it cost was a village.
Of course. I see it now. The look.
Cut him some slack. It wasn't that simple.
It never is. Which is why I sent you to help. If Spider-Man hadn't come along today, we could have lost far more than...
Than the Sanctum?
Or Wanda.
She means I could have died. Again, putting an end to her eternal crusade against my mother.
You've been through a lot. For now, it's enough that you all made it back in one piece. More or less. We'll talk more later. Get some rest.
Hey.
Not to be the nagging old lady, but I told you not to push too hard.
That was a complete fiasco.
And it would have been far worse had Spider-Man not arrived when he did.
No kidding. Caretaker would have been pissed if Venom had actually eaten a hunter.
Yes, one disaster averted. But we still need to figure out how to get Wanda and the Sanctum back.
Okay, so is there anything else that dropped into this location now that I've done a mission? Still, this is amazing with all the detail they put into this. Okay, so this is where I started. I don't think I have anything yet. So what is this? Single target damage, supporting allies, many ability options. Making choices and interact with heroes around the Abbey, conversations, heroes. Hunter cards will with alignment light dark. Okay. File. 8 enemies KO'd. Okay. Alright. Cool. Oh, I can run. Okay, I was just jogging before. I wasn't even running. There's so much to do, like, in this. I've already found, like, 6 collectibles before I did my first mission.
Hunter, you look scathed. Hey, for what it's worth, I think you did okay out there. You got some decent hang time, even given you were wearing, what, 70, 80 pounds of chainmail? On the Stark scale of reckless yet daring heroics, I give it a solid 6 out of 10. Don't worry, you'll get there. With a little help.
It is doubtful you could have done better. If you could, you would not have raised me from the dead.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Don't go all rabid zombie demon on me. It was just a little constructive criticism. You did a commendable job, considering you were, you know, reborn yesterday. I couldn't help but overhear Auntie Caretaker over there telling you to get some rest. It sounds like a good idea to me. I suppose I could keep you company on the way, seeing as our rooms are in the same direction and all. Besides, no one should be forced to walk the hallways around here alone. So, here we are. The old room, huh? It's not bad. Functional. Solid construction. Almost cozy. Love the antique furnishings from the early Mephisto collection. Full transparency, Hunter. There's another reason I asked to join you here, other than my abject terror of this entire facility. Stopped here before, while you were out. Wanted to surprise you with a nice little housewarming present. Was all set to write you a lovely welcome note, but I'm fairly certain that wasn't red ink in your quill.
But I do not have a quill.
Even better.
Relax, Tony. I simply jest. It is an ink derived of the spider lily flower. Red spider lily flowers.
Of course it was. Obviously.
With just a touch of amphibian blood. For power.
Haha! Another zinger. And we'll just leave it at that. Well, I suppose I should leave before whatever monstrosity that is most definitely hiding under your bed jumps out, rips my face off, and then proceeds to feast on my soul. I'll leave you to it.
May your sleep be filled with pleasant dreams, Tony.
Right back at you. Oh, and if you hear the shrieking of a grown man, please ignore it. It's just me, walking to my room.
Oh, Code, you would have absolutely loved it because we kind of have the same mindset with a lot of nerdy stuff. The first time Lilith showed up in the Sanctum Sanctorum and confronted Captain Marvel, Doctor Strange, and Tony Stark, Tony's first remark was Gozer. And I just busted out laughing. I was like, really? That looks like something I could grab. Okay.
Hi, I'm Tony Stark. But if you're hearing this message, you already know that. When I'm not saving the world, I solve the world's problems with technological means, like the one you're holding. I call it the Spark, a secure information and communication device built only for superheroes. It does all the usual, private messages, pictures, and calls for some reason. But it also comes with access to Superlink, a private social network exclusively for your cape-wearing, world-saving compatriots. You might ask, Tony, aren't you just repurposing a failed product from your communications division? If you do, I'll revoke access and let everyone else know you're a jerk. I call it the Wonder Man rule.
I still have yet to see the new Ghostbusters movie. It's been on my radar. I don't watch a lot of movies to begin with, so that's on me. But I do love the Spider-Man video game. The one that was supposed to be the original Ghostbusters 3 before... I don't even think they actually retconned it because they used it in they used some of the story arcs in later comics. Superlink is your connection to the rest of your team, a social network just for superheroes. Check Superlink frequently for updates from other heroes in the Abbey. Okay. First we made Wanda leave, now we leave her to die. Some here. Ooh. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm 50-50 on the Ghostbusters remake with the female cast. I think it's entertaining, but I just don't feel it has the same vibe as the original. First we make Wanda leave, now we leave her to die. Assure you that is not the case. She was sent to you for protection. I see how that worked. Ooh, jeez. We both know it is more complicated than that, Miss Rasputin. I took Wanda as my apprentice for a reason. Have faith she can handle herself. Strange did everything he could to get Wanda, so did I and the Hunter. Take a breath, Ilyana. We'll get her back soon. Should be here with us. Of that I am in agreement. No, that's what's... It's a different vibe. They still have the humor. It's kind of the same way how when the original came out, because it's a different vibe, because it's a different... I mean, yes, it's the female cast from Saturday Night Live in the 2010s compared to the Saturday Night cast from, what was it, 1980s, 1990s? But it's still the same thing. No, it was a lot of stuff that gets a flack from that, but I do agree it was a good movie in its own right, and it's kind of cool how they intertwined the original cast into it. I was kind of sad that Harold Ramis, his appearance was just a statue that gets blown up. But I do believe they kind of revamped that and did a better job with the new movie, because I have seen scenes from that. I just need to actually watch the whole movie. Okay, so we can close this. Okay. First post! What do you mean? We've had Superlink for months now. We use it every day. I meant first post that the Hunter sees. You can't keep doing this when someone new joins Superlink. Yes, I can. He means he will... Whoop. He means he will throw your spark in the lagoon. Okay, so that's cool. Inspect the journal pages, closet, and painting. The journal page. Okay. April 3rd, 1703. Okay, so 300 years. Aunt Sarah wants me to practice my letters, and so here I am. Every time I dip this pen in ink, I just want more and more to go out beyond the yard. I just want more and more to go out beyond the yard into my secret spots. Look, my dolls scattered about before the storm, and I'm afraid they're hurt. Do dolls hold grudges? Agatha says they don't, but I still feel sad for them.
My old journal. Maybe it is time I start writing in it again. We were all so
Agatha
happy
and Sarah
then.
Pound. Oil on canvas. Okay. So yeah, one of the second characters who died. I still haven't watched WandaVision, but Agatha Harkness, I think, was someone training this character in the past. I like how they add these silly social media feeds. Yeah, no, I agree. No, the Spider-Man games are great. I am excited for the new one to come out. What am I doing? Oh, interact.
There never was
Abby
enough room
outfits.
for my
Flossing
armor in this thing.
from missions can be spent to unlock new cosmetic items for the Hunter and heroes, including outfits to wear around the Abbey. Select and choose a new Abbey outfit for the Hunter. Okay. Oh, cool. I got a bunch, though. I got 100... Oh, I got 150. Never mind. Ooh. If I got the money, I might as well do this. No, I'm way behind on everything, but I know what kind of happens, so... might as well go with it. This looks good on her, actually. Okay, we're ready to do that. Hey, cool. Sleep. You're gonna relive past events?
They're everywhere! We must go back! To where?
The book! Is she reading from the book? Can we advance? No! Hold the line! I can stop her! Only I can stop her!
Epic battle in jeans and a t-shirt. Oh, hello.
Charlie! I know.
It's a hellhound, but a good one.
Let her enjoy the moment. She's been visiting your door every morning for the past 300 years.
Oh, it must have been so hard on her.
Not just her. I suppose that's why I might have been a little curt before.
A little?
You already made the ultimate sacrifice once. Maybe I'm in no rush to see you do it again.
We do not choose our destiny.
But we can choose to duck.
First lesson you ever taught me.
And still the most important. Especially now that you have all these eyes on you.
I have noticed.
To these people, you are a being of myth and legend. A grand hero of old. And they're right. You are a hero.
Do you need help?
But I also know the battle that rages within your soul. It's not enough that you are a hero. You need to decide what type of hero you will be. I'm sure there will be plenty of opportunity for that in the days to come. For now, I would head to the Forge. Our new guests are eager to show you something. This was a lot easier when it was just you and I beheading the Dark Legion as we traipsed through the woods.
Don't forget about Agatha.
I never could.
Oh, jeez. Okay, that was fast. Superlink. There we go. Okay. Oh! Let's see. Thank you, J. Jonah. Spider-Man and his amazing friends unleashed Monster Pond City. Garish Bleecker Streak Manor sealed off by authorities. When Wolf Spider Menace and his pet ink monster end their trail of destruction through Greenwich Village. Let's not forget about disgraced surgeon Stephen Strange, as he in cahoots with the web-slinging Wrongdoer. Did he hope to turn his row house into no house? Stephen Garish by the Ancient One, who runs his paper. Mephisto? Figures, I'm not even mentioned in the article. Have we heard from our pajama-clad friend? Still nothing, but based on the police and radio chatter we intercepted, I'd say they're closing in on Little Italy. Doubt they're stopping for a slice. Everyone knows it's all about the linguine and clam sauce there. At least you didn't say Gabagool? Gabagool? The JJJ podcast. No, that is hilarious. Especially when it's the, Spider-Man collecting the pigeons mission, and J. Jonah accuses him of actually being a human spider instead of a Spider-Man. Yeah, I met a Gabagool once. We definitely do not want to invoke one of those right now. So, Spider-Man? Not that easy. These boys move too damn fast. Bad, even in New York City, those two stand out. Okay, good with that. Swooping in at the last second to save the day, leading away that carnivorous sludge monster to keep NYC safe. Just gotta say it. It's the astounding Spider-Man. Oh, I can't... What? Why is that, like... Okay, he had too many words. Don't let those words or the red and blue pajamas fool you. Spider-Man is no joke. Looks like somebody made a friend. More than an enemy of an enemy. Starting to think we could use more of those. There's that old Avengers tolerate your spooky, strange teammate attitude I was looking for. Know who's going for this month's Team Spirit Award? Blade cares. I have to go train. Okay. That's kind of cool. Can I talk to people? Okay, Forge is there. Where is everybody?
All right?
Okay, so I went all the way back here. Are these their rooms? Are these other people's rooms? Okay, so I found one of the tarot cards in here. So these rooms must all open up eventually, I hope. Okay. Okay, let's head to the Forge, because it's not going to start a mission. Oh, hi.
Next thing I know, the Sanctum is airborne and covered in slime.
I don't get it. Strange couldn't just magic his way in?
Something about the whole alien thing threw off his mojo.
I do too. I mean, it's still kind of fun to watch the
That explains
cutscenes.
so much. No wonder he gets so strange around me. See what I did there?
I'm a vampire. I see everything.
This is gonna be a fun apocalypse.
Oh?
Oh, check out Blade making nice with the big guns.
I thought Caretaker told him no more guns in the house.
Captain Marvel is an exception.
So, he's supposed to be playing nice, right?
Right, and now Stark is hard at work in the Forge coming up with something for the Hunter?
The Hunter needs it after that last beating.
Man, can't wait till it's my turn for an upgrade.
Prepare for a long wait.
For all of us. Or hasn't it sunk into that flaming skull of yours yet?
Hey, don't take it so personally. It's not like they forgot about us.
We'll see.
Oh, hello. Ooh, there's stuff just lying around. What the hell? Just make sure. So I picked up a skull, which apparently is a common gift to somebody. That's just food. This is cool.
Do I look like a Tony?
I just wanted to say hi. The blonde? No, which one? The blonde or the...
Can I help
no,
you?
that's Nico Minoru. She's one of the strongest sorceresses in Marvel.
Not that it makes any difference to me, but I think Tony's waiting for you, Hunter. He seemed
I just wanted
excited.
to talk to people.
Heard about what happened in New York, Hunter. I'm sure whatever Tony's cooking up down there will only help.
No, that's Nico Minoru, and that's Ilyana Rasputin, who's also known as Magic.
What's up, Hunter?
We got Robbie Reyes, who's the new Ghost Rider. And then we go in here.
Now? Think you can tell your friend inside there to turn it up a few hundred Kelvin?
I could. However, it might shatter the containment spell, preventing him from incinerating this facility.
Well, Nico Minoru is,
I think
no,
we're
I get
good.
that. Nico Minoru is
Just
actually
in time.
from The Runaways.
Forge has certainly changed.
Was the original comic.
Right. Caretaker said this all happened after your siesta. What spooky castle would be complete without its own Babylonian demon-powered furnace?
Sumerian fire demon. His name is Babs.
Oh, now it all makes sense. Well, once you get past the esoteric terror of the situation, I've found this thing actually has some uses. Molecular bonding, breaking down evil gamma serums, fashion accessorizing.
Yes, speaking of...
Oh, right. It's ready.
Your armor seemed to offer minimal protection against the venom creature.
I noticed.
Yeah, I thought you could use an upgrade.
Well hammered, well fired. Caretaker did not mention that you two were such skilled smithies.
Yep, I am Iron Smithy.
Perhaps you should just try it on.
Oh, that looks so much better.
Still think it could have used a cloak.
Nah, it's fine.
Stylish, damn near indestructible.
Oh, there he is.
And we even got the size right. Not bad for our first collaboration.
I still think it could have benefited from a cloak.
You think everything could benefit from a cloak?
I do.
Oh, I've heard the things you whisper to your cape when you think no one's listening. Oh, the joys of sharing the workspace.
And I'll have you know this cloak has helped me save the universe from extinction on countless occasions.
Could you at least tell it to stop rearranging things on my side of the cave?
I have, but it considers you something of a slob.
You know, I have a great psychiatrist in the city. Maybe you should talk to him. Although, I think he's working for Hydra right now.
I love the banter.
Hey, careful. Some of us aren't immortal, quasi-invulnerable demigods. hate to admit it, but somehow this ancient forge puts any arc reactor I've got to shame. Who would have thought mystically bound demon power would be so damn energy efficient? Or carbon neutral? Certainly got that new suit of yours done a lot faster than I expected. Speaking of, what's the verdict, boss?
It is nice having an armorer on demand.
Anytime. I tried to make this version a little less palatable to that symbiote thing. It was this close to making it menthol flavored. The tools are just one part of the equation. You gotta know how to use them too. You were out, what, 300 years before we woke you from your eternal rest? I'm betting you have questions, so ask away, Hunter.
I take it this new version is a technological marvel?
Impact-resistant carbon composites, some patent-pending alloy mesh, and a few touches from Dr. Spooky over there. And hey, the built-in communicator means we can talk to each other without sending a raven.
So it is a marvel, then?
Lightweight, nearly indestructible, and modular enough for future upgrades. Frankly, I wouldn't have used your old suit to wax the Mandarin's car.
Is all this magic a threat to your new technology?
It might surprise some people to hear this, but I do like some things with rules. Isotope decay, magnetic fields, and gamma oscillation make a lot more sense to me than Eye of Newt, bat wings, and a sprinkle of sunshine. At least they did before everything changed.
But you and the doctor seem to work well together.
Well, no need to put a label on things. The guy is good at making sense of this madness every now and then. He's not talking to his kid.
Seen anything strange around here?
No. What, other than my roommate? Boom! Roasted! But on a more serious note, this place is legitimately haunted. Mirrors look package. My room rearranges itself. And worst of all, magic cats.
Magic cats?
The great Iron Man is not scared, is he?
Let's just say I'll be more comfortable once I've studied the problem. I feel like I'm living on one of those paranormal investigation reality shows.
What sorts of things are you doing in here?
Oh, that's right. You were out a while. Basically, we've got a gigantic demon inside the magic box here that provides near limitless power for whatever we might need. Sounds insane, but sometimes it's easier to just go with it.
I am impressed with your resourcefulness.
From where you're standing, I could see that. Still, I doubt I'll be branding one of these with the Stark Industries logo anytime soon.
You must have an interesting origin story of your own.
Well, just your typical American boy. Pops was a founding member of the military-industrial complex. Mom, a famous socialite. Tragedy struck when I lost them both in a car crash, which turned out to be a hit from a rival corporation. I spent my early teens at MIT, trying to clear my head. I was all set to follow in Dad's footsteps as a war profiteer. Then one day, fortune shined on me, in the form of some errant shrapnel that lodged itself just above my heart. So I did what anybody in that situation would do. I built a supersuit and started fighting crime.
You seem well adjusted enough, considering.
Exactly, which means there's hope for you yet. I find these apocalypse scenarios will save you tons of therapy.
Thanks for catching me up on things.
Anytime. Oh, and speaking of things, remember that creepy gamma goop you found from that hopped-up Hydra soldier? Well, I gave it a peek, and it explains a lot. If you have a minute, meet me at the anvil over there, and I'll walk you through it. I promise it'll be worth your time.
Can I talk to you? Same thing? Oh, there we go.
Your new attire suits you quite well. But how are you holding up on the inside? I know it's easy to look upon me and simply see the universe's utmost authority on all things mystical and macabre, Hunter. However, in addition to being Earth's sorcerer supreme, I am also your doctor.
You mean a physician of the medical arts? You jest.
I assure you, Hunter, I do
he is a
not
doctor.
jest. They don't call me Mr. Strange, now do they? Except for Tony. Your awakening ritual was admittedly a touch more chaotic than I had originally intended, and after a violent encounter with Venom, my oath to Hippocrates compels me to check in with you. Simply put, how do you feel?
Physically, I am fine. However, I do feel some
grogginess, a tinge of nausea, sense of memory loss upon time of passing, watery or itchy eyes, common side effects when one is pulled back into the light. Believe me, I know. If any other symptoms arise, you can always tell me, particularly if you develop a craving for brains. I have a cream for that. In any event, I, for one, do not know if I will ever feel 100% again after the events of yesterday. I still can't believe what transpired. The Sanctum, all that knowledge, Wanda, lost. Swallowed whole by the black mouth of that foul Venom creature. With all my resources, all my gifts, I should have seen this outcome spelled out in the sacred geometry of this universe years ago. But I miscalculated.
I would rather stand down a horde of rampaging Lilith than face one of Agatha's mathematics puzzles. Sacred or not, geometry be damned.
I'd be lying if I said it wasn't my least favorite requirement in pre-med. Still, if only I had studied harder, I would have reached some deeper understanding that could have altered this outcome.
We will alter this outcome, Doctor.
On that, we most certainly agree, Hunter. It's not just the Sanctum Sanctorum that was lost yesterday, it was my protege, Wanda. She is my charge, my responsibility, and I failed her. But I am determined not to let that happen with you, Hunter, which is why I am here to answer any questions you may have. Perhaps my wisdom may benefit you more than it has me thus far.
Oh. Played Assassin's Creed Odyssey to 100% completion, both as the male and the female MC, so it's always super weird to hear misprint. Yeah, what was it? Pythagoras, I think, was... I haven't played it, but I heard about that. I'm just like, it's Pythagoras. What the haven't used. What exactly is Venom?
That creature on the roof. You have run into it before?
Unfortunately, yes. In the simplest of terms, Venom is an alien species living in symbiosis with a human known as Eddie Brock. He's something of a fixture in New York these days, but typically his hijinks are confined to harassing Spider-Man.
It sounds like Spider-Man is Venom's nemesis. Maybe he has some insight.
Of course. I have no doubt Spider-Man will prove to be an invaluable asset in the ongoing fight against both Venom and Lilith.
Tell me about your Sanctum's wards of protection. I have never heard of a protection spell that powerful.
In your time, I'm sure you encountered a variety of minor wards and protective spells. The Sanctum Sanctorum was shielded by one such incantation, but greatly amplified by the convergence of ley lines.
Will the wards ever provide the same protection that they had?
It may be possible to undo the damage, but now that a weakness has been exposed, I'll have to rethink my approach entirely. Tony did offer a military-grade laser protection grid, should I be so inclined to go that route.
How did Wanda come into your care?
Wanda's story is quite tragic and perhaps not mine to tell. There was an accident on the Abbey grounds not long ago involving Agatha.
I feel like everyone is avoiding mention of Agatha.
I can't say I'm surprised, but I'm afraid it's really not my place. You should speak to Sarah about her when you're ready.
Okay.
Let us talk later.
Visit whenever you like. It's not often I get to converse with a true legend.
Whoa! What is this?
Ah,
Cool.
I see.
I thought the orb was smaller than that. That's cool. So I already inspected that.
Fascinating.
Anything to look at over here? There's just so much to look at in this. Ooh, spec.
What is this?
Many iron suits, polished to high gloss, though it is powered off, the eyes seem to follow you. Alright, let's see.
Now, I doubt advanced gamma thermodynamics was a hot topic at Yield Demon Hunting School, so I'm just gonna give you the condensed version.
I appreciate that.
Closest I've ever seen to this substance is pumping through Bruce's veins. Part gamma accelerant, part unknown element. Calling it coil for now, given its unique atomic structure. Man, I love acronyms. This stuff is more volatile than Nick Fury on a Monday morning. But Hydra doesn't seem to mind.
Probably.
They are using it to get stronger.
Exactly. A few drops would make your average salamander look like Fin Fang Foom. Thankfully, with a little help from Dr. Spooky and our haunted oven over here, I think two can play at this game.
You are not suggesting we start injecting ourselves with it.
No, nothing like that. Though I can see some future applications for my energy drink line. I was thinking we apply this stuff towards upgrading our equipment.
I like where this is going.
Just give me a little time here and I can whip up some pretty fun toys. How about we give Hydra a taste of their own gamma-powered medicine for a change? Hey, Hunter.
Utilizing gamma coils, don't start to use the coil material covered in combat to create hero abilities. So only one of the abilities on offer can be selected, so choose wisely. Okay.
This never gets... How does this look?
Ooh. Slashes are pretty good. Let's do this. So it's like getting the cards and attack stuff from Persona. The currently equipped ability is taken to the yard. Duplicate abilities can be combined. Ooh. Oh, there's so much going on right now. Hold on. Super link. Hey, Charlie just did the most adorable thing. I was eating a bowl of ramen and she kept begging for some. First, she put her head on my lap. I wouldn't budge, so she kept bringing me little gifts. Leaf shaped like Doctor Strange, a little pillow, and I think one of Robbie's comic books. You guys, she brought me a stick that looks exactly like the staff of one. It's like, here's your favorite thing, right? Noodle, please. Did you give her a noodle? Nah, I don't think it's healthy for her, but I did conjure up a bowl full of meatballs. Thought you were vegan. I am, but it was conjured food. It was never a part of any animal. Unless you conjured the meat away from an existing animal. You are the worst. It is earned. Oh my god, I love these. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and get off for now. Codespace, thanks for dropping in and giving me some company again. I'm loving this. I'm definitely excited to keep playing this, and I'm so glad I finally sat down and went, I'm going to play a game I've been excited about that I haven't played yet, that I know nothing about. And this is definitely one of them. This brings me back to the X-Men Legend games and the Marvel Ultimate Alliance games. Oh, sweet. I'm actually getting off to get ready for dinner as well. But thank you, Code, for dropping in. Let's see if there's any lovelies on. To raid. Still haven't been able to set up. Back up. Back. I need to start raiding again. You keep going like, no, I'm too tired. No. And then it's just like, just do it. Let's see. Oh, Harley's on. Didn't get to see her much yesterday. She did drop in. Where'd she go? So Harley is playing the Spyro Collection. I'm really enjoying it so far. So go ahead. I would definitely say give it a shot. It's very enjoyable for what I like to play. So awesome. I'm going to go ahead and get ready to raid Harley. We can say hi, and then I can give her some support. Because she is amazing. Raid. Give me stuff. There we go. Is it HA? Wait, I always forget. Is it HA R3? Excuse me. Oh, it's... Alright, so we're going to go say hi to Harley. Love her to death. Thank you very much again for joining in. I may or may not be on later tonight if I decide to do something. I don't know yet, but I'll be on tomorrow afternoon after a doctor's appointment. So thank you very much for joining in. Always a blast to have you, and I'll see you guys in the next stream. So bye, guys. I'm getting my ears cleaned.
Oh, good. I mean, it's good. What time is your appointment?